Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Anne of Green Gables and our from the final five episodes. So today we're doing Matthew's Love. All right, let's start. Three, two, one, click.
Oh boy.
All
For a
right.
name like Matthew's Love, I wonder,
Don't
does he...
worry,
Maybe Matthew
don't worry,
has...
Joe, but I will. Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
Maybe
finish.
Matthew has a hidden crush that he was never able to give his feelings to, but now needs to get it with the help of a magical monkey, which Anne will help.
Oh my God! Sorry, Joe.
Okay, Jova, I know that you're referencing something, but it escaped me.
Phil, that's the thing. He's not referencing something. He just called what the something from Anne of N.E. because that's what Anne of N.E. does.
It has a monkey in it.
No. It
No,
gives
no.
Matthew, no. It gives Matthew a backstory where he was, because of his shyness with women, he was never able to get a girlfriend. Even the one that he did like, he never actually was able to talk to her. Which, don't get me wrong, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that, for the record. I want to make that clear. That's fine. It's just that Jova just called that right there and then.
If anything, you described a bit, not entirely, mind you, it's a bit less flowery, but a bit of the major plot points of the story Sans Famille, which did receive an anime adaptation.
Like I said, the book
Wait, is
never
that
goes
that new
into depth.
Netflix movie?
No, Jova. It's a French book that received an anime, but it's a story for another time.
Basically, what I was referencing was that new Netflix movie, which is... I forget what it's called, but it's about that...
It's called a Netflix movie.
Yes.
A movie called a Netflix movie. I wonder if there is actually such a thing.
It'll just be a documentary on how Netflix greenlights stuff.
You know what? That could make a very good psychological documentary. Not gonna lie.
I'd watch that.
So, what is
against
Matthew?
my better judgment.
Oh God! If this took place in Britain around this time, there'd probably be some really rude person running in with a pot and pan and a spoon, banging it, waking her up.
Okay. Now I remember.
If there's anything I've learned from a series like Midsummer Murders, is that the British countryside is full of assholes.
Okay. Now I know the movie I was talking about. The movie is called Vivo.
Yeah, Vivo. It's fine.
Vivo. It's fine.
Isn't it a lovely
From Pedro
day?
Duarte.
Nothing wrong can happen today, Shir.
No. It's just like I said, like the movie's decent, but it's just nothing that I'd go out of my way to watch like plenty of times or anything. But it's
Fair
fine.
enough.
What a lovely day! The sun is shiny, the birds are singing.
Flowers are blooming.
On days like this,
Kids like
Orphans
you.
like you.
Jesus.
Now, who's the one being all dark and grim? And
I'm
blah, blah, blah.
sorry.
Okay, Shiori can never say anything about me being dark and grim. Clock in the morning.
Man, you two seem very cheerful, all things considered.
remember, it's the whole thing that now we get to stay a bit more with Anne.
Guy
Okay,
to help on the farm. Don't worry, it's not important.
What happened to the old guy who helped Matthew?
I don't know.
The sorry, go on.
The basically, apparently Jerry left for what a personal. That's
Off
the thing.
screen.
Lucy never really focused much on whoever's helping Matthew. He hires she just saw. They're basically there to give an excuse for Anne not to have up all to the farm work, basically.
Jerry died on the way back to his home village. I think I can see Lucy's overall writing style. She has very good focus on what she wants to focus on. it can sometimes come at the cost of some of the smaller details, which, yes, does not ruin the story, but can raise an eyebrow or two, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I hear you, but I don't
Are
comprehend.
you really listening,
Hi.
Matthew?
Are you sure?
Yes, Bob.
Nah, you think?
Okay, now I'm the one saying that this is uncomfortably real right now.
Oh dear.
Trust me, and trust me, getting your parent to take a rest and stop working is basically a nigh impossible task.
Yeah.
That is definitely the truth.
Might as well give him a try,
Huh.
I guess.
Good timing.
I suppose Matthew's love could be farming.
Oh, Matthew can have more than just one love.
His biggest one.
Oh, his biggest one right now is Anne, obviously. Although, yes, unfortunately, his farming work is more so because the fact that he continues to do farm work is more so out of stubbornness rather than anything. Because it's the same thing with Marilla still doing housework.
Yeah.
Because they like keeping busy. They don't like just standing around doing nothing because it makes them feel useless. You know.
What? What sane-minded person would? Even back then.
Dubs, allow me to remind you that back in the 19th century,
Not
yes,
just that,
for the most part,
it's not even that. It's like back in that age and in a small rural country.
yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
I'm sorry, what now?
The
Abbey
bank,
Bank is
Jova.
the Abbey Bank is on the verge of collapse.
Yeah.
And it's where all their savings are, apparently.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Man,
boy.
don't tell him that.
What do you mean? Don't tell him that. He has to know, Dwibs.
It's
I mean,
probably-
not right now. Anyway.
Well, when then, Dwibs? Like, I mean,
We should have done the rational thing and hid the money in a mattress.
Let me guess.
Back then, a lot of people
I can
still
imagine
did it.
I
Believe it
can
or
imagine
not,
Matthew saying that. Let me guess. It's at home under your mattress.
again, believe it or not, that is a thing a lot of people did, especially in times like the Great Depression.
If
Because,
anything-
believe it or
if
not, it was
anything-
actually
sorry.
safer than putting it in a bank at that point.
If anything, Matthew
yeah.
and Marilla are kind of progressive
Honestly,
by putting
Jova,
their belongings in a bank.
honestly, Jova, I will argue even today it's still better because when you leave money in your account, they keep every month. There's that little bit that they charge you for having an account, just for having an account, and it just eats away at your money. It's just don't worry, it's just $6. Well, yeah, but it's $6 per month.
Is it me or is every time Matthew talks, he just suddenly glows like he's a Dalek?
I think it's probably due to the animation style of the time. Like, it's
I'm
all...
half expecting him to yell, exterminate!
It also has to do with his facial expressions are a bit different than the others because he's kind of a different. He's built differently, as they usually say.
What I meant earlier, Pedro, is that considering that he's still working as hard as he normally does, despite people telling him not to.
Mm-hmm.
That and telling him about the bank at the same time wouldn't be a good idea. That's what I was saying.
See, well, here's the thing, Dwibs. Even if we don't tell him, eventually he'll find out through other means.
Which is worse. Remember, it's exactly the way Anne got handled the heart attack kind of thing.
Exactly. So, like, not to like, it's not like they like jumped on him immediately. They did look, sit down. We have something to discuss. So they did break it to him gently. I mean, he's not having a heart attack, as you can see.
Yeah, it's for the better.
Definitely.
Like I said, stubbornness. Don't I know it?
Yeah, from far
This is-
away, he's like he had the dot eyes. It's like
Like,
he's like his ancestor or something.
Trust me, it might be a cliche. It may be technically a cliche thing, but trust me, there's a reason why it's a cliche. It's the bloody truth. The older people get, the more stubborn and stuck in their ways they get.
Yeah, I know that.
You and your shitty leadership.
Oh man,
What's wrong too? I don't know.
the way this guy sounds, you can clearly tell that
He's crying on the inside.
He's sketchy as shit.
Yeah, like professional con man a la Gruncle Stan.
His eyes don't even open. You can tell.
Even
what?
at that box of
Is he,
cigars.
Well, that's actually
No, I know that it was a common courtesy for guests.
Is this-
if you had guests in your
they-
house.
Did they predict something like Bernie Madoff or something? Funny story. Here in Britain, we used to have a bank called Abbey National, but it got bought by Santander.
yeah.
Take the money out, Mac. Just take the money out. Deny everything.
Funny story.
He says nervously.
Funny story. A few years ago, this was like 10 years ago, probably. I also had my money in a specific bank as well. But when certain rumors started swelling up, I also took my money all entirely out of that bank and into a different bank, basically a different chain of banks. I should say.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is actually another thing. That's another interesting thing for me when it comes to my experience with this show. The older I get, the more relatable things I can find, because so many of these I find out how many of these adult things in the later episodes actually happen to me, or I see happen to other people. So again, like I said, I find this to be an absolutely really good depiction of everyday's problems. Makes the show incredibly relatable.
Why is it that the minute he opens his eyes, he looks even more untrustworthy? Oh, you are going to regret that, Matthew.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, so where's the bridge he also promised to sell you along with that, Matthew?
I can understand because he's known Mr. Abbey for years at this point, probably. So I can understand that like he's so used to him, and and he knows him and everything. So he's like he.
There's a degree of trust.
Marilla, I would trust this man with my life, and I did not even mind the 38 pieces of silver on his desk.
Well, unfortunately, he's the owner of the account, so it's his call.
He's cautious around women. Everything else, I'm not quite sure about him being cautious around.
Yeah, trust me, Joe. But just to I also know that because my dad is incredibly cautious about his tension. His blood pressure. Sorry, his blood pressure. Not so much with his back pain.
Oh boy, don't tell me he constantly tries to heave everything.
Hey everybody,
No.
let's sing a song about banking.
He does not heave. It's just that so many things that he probably can afford not to do, he still chooses to do. Because I'm fine. Don't worry, I'm fine.
Now, Dwibs, Mary Poppins had a song about banking.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag.
Not that song.
So instead of the song that Dick Van Dyke sings, starting with chip chippery, it should be called a cha-ching, 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 and so on.
I will admit, it does seem
That's
like
the
a
money
weird.
song.
Does seem like a weird place to put the song, all things considered. But
I do understand. I do understand what they're trying to do. That she's reminiscing and everything. But yeah, the choice of song is a bit weird. I will agree.
If the episode's about Matthew, it feels weird that we're getting this so much here. Again, I feel like this anime is definitely good. It does have some quirks like this, but they're far and few between enough. But what if I were to not go against everyone's expectations? With great power comes great responsibility, Anne.
It's how many powers?
You have the power of knowledge.
It's a way of saying Come on.
You're
man.
like Professor Xavier.
It hasn't been invented yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you
Professor
talking about?
Layton.
And it's the time traveler.
So she is the Doctor.
Yeah, this is the 14th regeneration.
Oh my God! Finally, a ginger.
Yeah, finally. It took a while, but we got there in the end. Everything, that scene was so perfect, except for that she was eating what looked like cheesecake.
Oh,
don't like
cheesecake is
cheesecake?
wonderful.
No, it isn't.
So long as it's not chocolate cheesecake.
Civil War.
That's going to be Squirm Civil War.
Do-
Battle
do-
over
do-
cheesecake.
Dwebs is very particular about what kind of foods show up in his media.
Well, for once, me and Dwibs agree on a food topic.
Oh, there you
Yay.
go. Then.
Really, Shiroi?
Also, cow's asses.
Rule number 1: no cheesecakes allowed.
No, no, that rule's not gonna stand. The registration.
I mean, at
act
least
is-
Alice really likes cheesecake, but I just no.
Look. If that's the rule, then the Registration Act really does need to go. Matthew, is everything all right?
Well, I mean, you can watch TV. Oh.
You could
This
always.
is something. This is something I also know myself
Sorry,
from
there-
family.
Sorry, there's you're like 100 years too early. Yeah.
But you can listen to the radio.
Actually, okay, not for domestic use, but radios were already starting to be a thing around this
Basic
time.
Webs told us something as well in one of the earlier episodes that, yeah, back in the 19th century, that's why they had a lot of kids, because there wasn't that much to entertain yourself with.
Yeah. Not to mention for a farm activity, it was literally the best option that you could get because you were almost guaranteed that your children would have helped you.
Oh,
Little, I'm taller than you now.
I don't think he's ever called her daughter before. At least not on the
Not,
show.
not officially like this, though.
Yeah.
So I guess now you can consider yourself Anne Cuthbert.
Yep.
Consider yourself. And that doesn't fly, does it? Have they actually made a Green Gables stage musical?
Yes.
Oh,
In,
let me
in
guess, based
Canada.
off of book 1.
Yes. It's almost always book 1 because book 1 is the one. It's the one that's regarded as the original masterpiece. You know, the one that started it all. You know, it's the one that has the most growth.
I guess it's kind of like the equivalent of Language in the Wardrobe for Narnia, Jova.
Uh-huh. And nothing bad could happen.
Huh.
Well, crud.
Jesus!
Ah!
Oh,
Whoa, God! Wow, dang! That's an image to leave the audience
And,
with.
and that next time music was clearly not appropriate.
Wait for the next episode, or else.
Look at like the episode was threatening Eagles.
actual jump scare in this show.
It's actually,
At least it's kind of like in 2001: A Space Odyssey, so without music.
Yeah.
It's interesting to say that because one common gag we had with the narrator of Dragon Ball over here back in the 90s was, and don't miss the next episode because we sure won't.
But what if I have to go to work?
Alright, so that was Matthew's love. Totally not foreboding here. Anyway, go ahead, Shirei.
Definitely.
Well, first of all, I'm going to see that image in my sleep tonight. Thanks a lot, show. But yeah, no, this was again another nice episode. It was just a really good character episode. Nothing really, like we didn't really go anywhere, but you know, again, it's a character episode, so yeah, that's it.
Go on, too.
Again, still really enjoyable. But we're basically applying the Walking Dead, not necessarily just like the Walking Dead school of thinking. Something that I will explain better in the next episode, where it will become more apparent. But again, it's still fine for what it's worth. Not maybe my super favorite episode, but still fine. Next.
Lives.
It's it was a solid episode. Again, aside from the weird placement of the song, I mean,
Yeah.
a bit weird having a song about. It's a bit weird having a song just after a bit about someone's bank potentially collapsing. But other than that, it was really solid, and it was a nice moment for Matthew, which kind of makes me skittish about what the next episode is.
No, go ahead, Joe, but since I have a joke about what you said a couple of episodes ago after you're done.
So yeah, I've got a good idea about what's happening next episode, but Jesus, Anne, I mean, I see that Hinamizawa syndrome really is about to set in now. Holy cow. What a way to go. That being said, though, very good character work, and it feels like Matthew Cuthbert's arc has finally been completed in a wonderful, stupendous, and heavenly way.
Okay, Jova, you were talking about... what's that? Is that the Reaper a couple episodes ago as a joke? Okay, well, that's a good segue. Tune in for the next episode, episode 47, The Reaper Whose Name is Death. I'm not kidding, that's the actual
As
Wow.
opposed to the one whose name is Homer Simpson, I guess.
And for the record, that's the name of the chapter in the book as well. The Reaper Whose Name is Death.
So,
All right, see ya.
All right. Well, look at it this way. Lucy is immediately laying her cards right in the open from the title of the chapter right away. So,
very
come
nice,
to the next time, everybody.